Welcome to In With the Podcast, where we let go of stuff that's no longer helpful and we make space for what really matters. Out with the old, in with the you. What's up? I'm Jenna. How's it going? How are things? I help you find your whole self. That's what I'm here to do. I help you find and choose your whole self. And today, if you're on video, I'm choosing to hold on to this squishy stuffed cat, my squish cat, because part of my whole self is enjoying the company of stuffed animals. I have stuffed friends in every single one of my rooms, pretty much, and they make me happy. And that's a lot of what we're going to be talking about today is about feeling good. Feeling good. Because I don't know about you, but it's been tricky to feel good when we've got a few things going on. One, it's winter, and it's been really wintry winter over the past week or so. And so that makes it a little challenging. As much as I love winter, it also makes it hard to have the motivation to go out and do the things that I usually do to feel good. Secondly, like societally, it's been horrific and hard, and just our bodies and our nervous systems are not built for the amount of intensity in imagery and news and just the volume and saturation of it. So it's hard from that perspective too. It's hard to get away from it. So the winter, the horrors, and then just in general, every single one of us is dealing with everyday stressors, with challenges, and it is so important to find opportunities to feel good. And not only is it important, but I think it's a requirement. I think it is critical. And I think also a lot of us in the world are taught that it's selfish to do things that feel good or to take care of ourselves. And I think we know that's a big dumb lie by lying liars. And I want today to go over something that I have talked about in the past, which is what I call the feel-good menu. And it's truly what it sounds like. It's a menu. It's a list. It is your go-to repository for things that you can do that feel good. Because often when we are in a yucky place and we don't feel great, it's really hard to make decisions. It's really hard to know, if someone's like, hey, well, what do you need right now? You're like, well, I don't know. I don't know what I need right now. It's hard to make decisions when we're in a place that's a little bit low. So I like to create an actual list, a menu of things that I can go to that I know will make me feel better when I'm feeling a little blue or a little anxious or whatever the feeling is. So that's what we're going to talk about today. It's not going to be a long conversation. I just want to talk about things that feel good and give you some tips for how to create your feel-good menu, as well as share a couple things that are on mine lately in case it's going to give you some inspo for things that you can add to yours. Why is it important that we create these feel-good menus? It's so that we can stay above water, so that we can take care of ourselves, so that we can show up the way that we want to show up. And I think it is so important to list these things and then regularly choose these things because it teaches us, the reps of choosing things that feel good to us will teach us that it just becomes second nature. We don't have to think about oh, I've got to carve time in my day to do something that feels good. No, you're regularly scheduling it into your life. And I talk a lot about what it means to choose your whole self. This is one of those things. Knowing your whole self means knowing the things that feel good to you and knowing when you might need them. That sort of emotional intelligence of what you're feeling and what you need to do to manage that feeling so that you can show up for your people and yourself the way that you want to, that feels best for you. Again, let me just really quick, because I've been thinking a lot about choosing your whole self a lot because I'm holding a couple workshops this week on that topic. And if you are in the Kansas City area on Saturdays, I am holding a workshop on choosing your whole self. It's 90 minutes. It's a reflection. It's a deep dive. It's conversation and laughter and all kinds of things. So I'll link to it in the episode notes because I would love to see you there. But again, choosing your whole self, this is a piece of it. Knowing what feels good, the emotional intelligence of knowing your emotions, and then knowing how to manage them in a way that's uniquely yours. Like for me, I've got all these stuffed animals. I've got this cat. I've got a stuffed grilled cheese sandwich that's filled with beans or something that I can put in the microwave, and it's heated and it's heavy and it's lovely. It's a grilled cheese warmie. You can't actually eat it. It's not actually grilled cheese. It's a cute stuffed animal with a smiley face. So let's say you want to make a feel-good menu. Great. I want you to have a little pen nearby, or maybe you can dictate into your device, or if you're driving, just please maybe think these things in your head and not write them down. But I like to start the feel good menu with thinking of what are some of the most common emotions that come up for me where I need an antidote of some kind. So for me, most often it is feeling anxious, feeling overwhelmed, like super overstimulated. Sometimes it is just being sad and being down, a little depressed, a little meh. Sometimes I need some energy. Like I'm not necessarily depressed, but I'm just feeling a little unmotivated and I need something to boost my motivation. So think about the emotions that you most regularly have that, sometimes you need a little help around them. So once I've thought of those emotions, I thought, well, like what are some of the things that I need in those situations? So sometimes when I'm sad, I just need a distraction. I need to be distracted so I'm not thinking about sad things. When I'm anxious, sometimes I need to just move my body to get out of my head. So a lot of movement. Sometimes if I need some energizing, movement is also good for that. But also, like, what are some of the creative things? What are some of the things that spark my creativity that help me feel good? So name your emotions. Name some of the antidotes, some of the actions that you might need to get you through those emotions. And then I like to think sort of like, what are the people? Are there people? Are there people, or do I want to be alone? What are the places? Are there certain places? Is it the gym, the yoga studio? Is it Sephora? Like, where are the places that make me feel good? And, what are the activities? What are some of my go-to activities that I know always make me feel happy and make me feel like myself? What are the sensations that you might need? I like to do what I call a sensation shower, and I appeal to all the senses in the sensation shower. So I have candles, I've got some aromatherapy, I've got music. Sometimes I bring wine in there. Like, what can you do to appeal to your senses? So with that, you can start building out your list. What are those things on your list that you know are the go-to things that feel good? Maybe it is a sensation shower. That said, I do need to wash my hair. So I think a sensation shower is on my agenda here at some point. Probably not tonight, let's be honest. Maybe tomorrow. That'll be a fun little treat. So again, what are those activities, those sensations that make you feel good? So a couple things that have been on my list in the past week or so. Look, last Friday, the 30th, was it the 30th, when it just felt like a nonstop horror show of bad news? And then to top it off, Catherine O'Hara passed away, and we're like, what? I never want anyone to pass away. I mean, I know that people die. Like, I know that's part of life. But I never want to wish bad, sad, losing of comedic legends. But there was something in the timing of her passing away where my Instagram, my emails, my texts were just flooded with videos and posts and pictures and just things of, Moira-isms or Christopher Guest movies. A Mighty Wind is probably my favorite. It's like a tie between Guffman and A Mighty Wind in terms of my favorite Christopher Guest movies, but just nonstop clips of her being fucking hilarious. And man, did we need that? At least I needed that. It was just like this serendipitously timed passing of an amazing legend who helped us laugh through a really hard weekend. And I've just recognized how important laughter is. It's just like it is a diffuser of a lot of pent up energy. And I even had my therapist once, like when I was kind of in a seasonal depression place, she's like, when was the last time you laughed? And I'm like, good question. She's like, maybe you should do some things that are funny or things that make you laugh. So there is something truly healing. Like, I know I'm like, laughter's the best medicine, whatever, but also it's kind of true. So laughter, I think, is so important. So I watched some Schitt's Creek, and what else did I watch that was funny? Some of my go-to funny things are like anything Lonely Island does, always hilarious to me. And so they like are obviously funny. They make music and such, but also they have movies. If you haven't seen Hot Rod or Popstar, highly recommend. And then, of course, they've got their weekly podcast, which is one of my favorite things every single week to listen to their podcast. So, funny things. What else is on my funny things list? Hmm. Oh, Arrested Development is always a go to for me in terms of funny things. What else? What do you like? What are some of your go to funny things? I know I can't hear you right now, but can you say them out loud to me? And then similarly, why don't you just go ahead and like send them to me, email them to me, text them to me. I want to know your funny things. I'm trying to build a little stash of funny things to watch or listen to. So please do send them my way because I have been watching a lot of really heavy stuff lately. There's just like lots of like murders and death and intrigue, which I love, but I think we all need a break. So laughter, all those things are on my feel good list. What else have I been doing? Oh, I have a weighted blanket that I always forget about. And there was one night where I decided, I think I want to bring it to my bed and fold it in half so it's like double heavy. And I get into bed and I lie there on my back like a little corpse in my tight little fitted, like my sheets that are all tucked in. And then I've got my weighted blanket on top of me and my grilled cheese and my dog. And I've got just all of this heavy weight in my cozy bed. And that has been a feel good thing that I just kind of invented over the past week or so. So, my weighted blanket, just anything cozy. I last Friday also just had I was just like furious. I had a really furious situation. And after like rage crying to Fiona Apple, I decided to get tacos delivered and I got into my bed and I ate tacos in bed while watching Gossip Girl. And that was a moment where I chose to do something that felt good. And those are important moments. It's knowing like, what do I need right now to feel better? I don't want to, listen to Fiona Apple all night and be angry. What could I do to maybe create some soothing for myself? And that was tacos and Chuck Bass with my weighted blanket on me. So I chose a good thing for myself. Again, it's noticing those moments where you're like, I'm not feeling my best. What do I need right now? And then giving it to yourself without judgment, without guilt, without second guessing it, or just give it to yourself. Trust yourself. No one is going to give you permission or needs to give you permission. You need to give permission to yourself. So that's kind of what this list does. It gives you a whole bunch of options so you can take the guessing out of feeling good and taking the guilt and the permission out of it and just fucking doing it. So, other things that always make me feel good, yoga, going for walks, listening to really loud music, hanging out with my friends. Again, I have to be in certain social moods. I love all of my friends, but there are times when I know that I cannot be around people. And that's important to know. That is important to know as well. So, again, all of these things about knowing our emotions, knowing what we need to do to manage those emotions, we are the only people responsible for doing that. And it is a responsibility. It is a responsibility to manage your reactions. And also, it's your responsibility to take care of yourself. And so that's what we're doing this week. We are making our feel good list. We are jotting some things down. If it feels overwhelming, start with 5 things. But if you're like, ooh, I know all kinds of things. These are all the emotions I'm having. These are the antidotes to the emotions. These are the sensations I want to have. These are the activities I like to do. Go for it. Brainstorm the heck out of that list. And then do something from it this week. Do something, at least one thing from that list. In fact, I encourage you to try to do at least something every day from that list if you can. And, if someone who you like a lot, who you trust a lot is on that list, share this episode with them. Talk to them about your feel good menu and maybe help them make their feel good menu. Or maybe the two of you brainstorm together because you know each other so well and you know the things that are going to make each other feel lit up. So that is what I have for you today. I encourage you to go out there and feel good. And I know sometimes it feels like guilty. You feel guilty for feeling good when there's a lot of bad things going on. But the only way that we can stay afloat and be there for each other is if we are regularly taking care of ourselves. And feeling good feels good. You can quote me on that. What else? Like, rate, review, follow the podcast, follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn. Like I said, I'm having a workshop on Saturday here in Kansas City. I would love for you to be there. I'm really excited about like getting in at the ground level. What are those ground level things that are just becoming non-negotiables for you that you learn about yourself and recognize and choose on the daily? So I got my Squish Cat here. Squish Cat and I are going to, I don't know, we're going to probably do some little weightlifting exercises. I mean, I don't think Squish Cat's going to, but perhaps he will watch like a weirdo. I'm calling my Squish Cat the weirdo when I'm sitting here on a microphone talking to a stuffed animal. So, on that note, keep making room for what matters. Out with the old, in with the you.